And it may have been, this is going to get in a biblical aspect here, they may have been the ones who have tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden. They consider themselves native Terrans, and they call us the squatters on earth. Now, I am going to get into a biblical state right here. And let me make it very, very clear. I am not pushing religion onto anybody. I myself do not believe in any religion. I believe in a higher being or beings that I am unsure of. But I definitely do not believe anything that is in the books. And my problem with this is the fact that they were written by man, witnessed by man, and thought about by man. There is no indication that the gods themselves had any influence on people writing these stories. And that is my argument to why I do not believe. Okay? Like I said, I am not pushing religion onto anybody. I am not asking you to disbelieve your religion. It is simply my opinion, and you are entitled to yours. So don't come here bashing me because I'm an atheist. Because no, I'm not even an atheist. I guess I make my own religion. Okay? Now, the biblical standpoint of this is going to get into the book of Enoch. Now, the book of Enoch is not part of the Bible. However, it has come out into its own separate book. And it's very hard to find. Very, very hard to find. But if you manage to get your hands on one, please read it. It deals with the fact that, let me just sum it up short for you. God had all of these angels, and then he made people, okay? And 13 of these angels decided it would be a good idea to mate with human women. And when they did that, they were cast down into hell to become the 13 demons, aka Legion. And their children were like giants, okay? They were called the fallen angels. And what these things were is apparently they were about, they ranged in size, but about 60 feet tall. And these children of the angels actually were used by God to do a lot of crazy things. Apparently, these things were used to weed out the people that were impure. And when God was done with them, he knew that these things could not swim. So he directed Noah, or instructed Noah, to build the ark and collect 2 of every animal. Now, some of you have wondered why God would flood the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Okay? Well, apparently, he did this because he knew these things could not swim, and he was done using them for the time being. And these creatures were, most of them were drowned. And the ones that didn't drown retreated far into the earth. They tunneled down into the earth and sealed themselves up. But God didn't care that they had stayed alive, because apparently he decided that he was going to use them at a later time. You will sleep here until I call upon you, and da-da-da-da. Okay? And basically, how this plays out is that, over the years, many people have found huge, huge skeletal remains. And this is not fiction. This is pure fact. Look up in your Google search or your Yahoo search or whatever search engine you use, type in 60-foot tall skeleton. And along the search, you are going to find a man in a hat, who looks like an archaeologist type man, kind of bigger boned, and he is standing next to one piece of a leg. Now, he had found the skeleton, and they have been found all over the world. Okay, explain that. Now, if this part of the Bible that was removed is true, if it is true, then the ones that survived could very well be ancestors to these alien beings that are here that call themselves native to this land. Now, the reason I say this, there are two reasons. One, evolution. It is proven that animals and people and whatever else is on this planet will evolve over time to better adapt to their surroundings. Now, it may take many, many years. Well, it's been many, many years, don't you think? So over a course of time, they could have adapted themselves to become shorter. Hunch over, constantly bend their legs, things like that. Now, like I said, it takes a long time to do these things. But over time, the offspring becomes more adapted to their environment. Now, the second reason is because if, in fact, there are these labs under the ground, then it is very possible that they genetically altered themselves to be the way they are now. That's one thing to think about. Now, if you want to get away from the biblical aspect, then let's go turn to Nostradamus, who pretty much says the same thing. Except that these creatures come from a different planet, aka Planet X, aka Planet Nephilim, that only comes around so many years. Okay? Now, he believes that these things come from that planet, and that the last time that planet come close to Earth, they had come here to harvest its natural resources and decided that they would have to make sure that they were safe, so they retreated underground and did the same thing that I just told you. And when the planet comes near again, which is supposed to be here shortly, in the next couple of years, that planet is supposed to get close again, and when that happens, apparently more are going to come and totally rape the Earth of everything. Humans, all that kind of thing. And apparently this planet is highly magnetic. Very, very highly magnetic. And some of you are going to say, oh God, no, 2012 conspiracy theorists, da-da-da-da-da. No. But this does tie directly into DULCE. Now, going back to what Nostradamus says, he says that these things are going to come to the Earth and rape it, and they're going to move in leaps and bounds and totally purify the Earth and get rid of every evil and all of that stuff. And the Book of Enoch correlates this. Now, is it possible that one just took the story from somebody else and made it into what they wanted it to be? It is very possible, but I don't know that for sure, and neither do you. So what we can do is we can take the little bits and pieces that we can find and sort them out. Debate over whether it's possible. Okay, that's what this is about. So when that happens, because the planet is highly magnetic, it's going to cause catastrophe over the Earth. I mean, it's going to fuck everything up. And I'm not saying that, the world's going to end and all that kind of crap. No. I will touch on this very briefly. The Mayan calendar does not propose an end to the world. It proposes a rebirthing of the world. Okay? When highly magnetized things get in the way, it forces our poles to shift. Our poles shift naturally every year. We constantly have to track where north and south lie. And if you go to Antarctica and you look across the ice where the South Pole is, you will see little gold discs on the ground in a line that they come to place a new one on every 5 years or so. Okay? It's because the South Pole moves, and when the South Pole moves, well, the North Pole has to be moving too, right? Right.